All right, today we're going to take a look at operations with functions. Now let's consider two functions, f of x and g of x. Now one of the things we can do with these functions is we can combine them in many ways. The first thing we can do is we can simply add them like that. F of x plus g of x. Okay? This can be symbolically represented as f plus g evaluated at x. Another way we can combine functions is to subtract them. So we can say f of x minus g of x. And symbolically, we have f minus g evaluated at x. And similarly, we can multiply them together. So we can say f of x times g of x, and that simply means f times g, parentheses, evaluated at the input x. And of course, the last thing we can do is divide the functions. So we take f of x divided by g of x, and we can write that as f divided by g evaluated at x. Now we've got to be careful in this example that g of x is not equal to 0, because if g of x is equal to 0, we are dividing by 0, and that of course is not allowed. Let's take a look at an example. So suppose that f of x is equal to 2x squared plus 3, and g of x equals the square root of x minus 1, for instance. All right, so let's find, for example, f times g evaluated at x. Okay, what does this mean? F times g evaluated at x. This simply means f of x multiplied by g of x. And so we simply multiply the two functions together. So f of x is 2x squared plus 3. G of x equals the square root of x minus 1. And so we get the product of the two functions. All right? Let's take a look at another type of way we can combine functions. And this process is called function composition.